carry a machete and you could be locked up for 2 years. That is the message from the Victorian Government this morning as it ushers in new laws aimed at curbing the state's crime crisis. Search powers will also be expanded for police, allowing them to conduct both random and targeted weapon searches. And the state's bail laws will also face a dramatic overhaul, with jail to no longer be considered a last resort. For more, let's bring in Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen live in Melbourne. Good morning to you. People have been asking for these for a long time. Let's start with the machete powers. Why on earth anyone would want a machete, I don't know. But what's the crackdown being announced today?
Well, good morning, Nat, and I absolutely agree. It is hard to believe why anyone would carry such a dangerous weapon on our streets. And as we've seen, they're dangerous weapons that have caused death and serious injury. It's why we're announcing a ban on machetes today. We'll be the first Australian state to ban machetes. That ban will come in place from the 1st of September. And as you also indicated, we're giving police greater search powers. These weapons, these dangerous and deadly weapons, have to be taken off our streets. That's why we're banning them.
I think it's illegal to carry a machete in a public place in New South Wales, though. So what's the difference?
So there are rules around machetes as what are called controlled weapons. This ban takes it one big step further. It makes it very clear that there is no place for machetes in our communities. It's also giving police those stronger powers as well. This is a big and important step because those places where we gather shouldn't be places where people are carrying these dangerous weapons. Places like train stations and shopping centres. They shouldn't be places of fear where people are carrying machetes, which is why we're banning them and giving police these additional powers.
And when do they come into effect?
The ban will come into effect from the 1st of September. We're putting legislation into the Parliament next week and working with Victoria Police to bring about this ban from the 1st of September.
Why September? People have been crying out for action here. And why are you waiting till September?
That's a good question, and the answer to that is because we've been working with Victoria Police. Their advice is this is the safest way to do this, that we've got to allow a period of time for the legislation to pass, but also too to have the safe disposal bins set up at locations around the state. The advice from Victoria Police is this is the safest way to do this, but also too, I'm calling today on retailers to stop ordering in these dangerous machetes, and we'll also be working with the federal government. We'll be calling on the federal government to look at the importation of these weapons that are coming into this country.
I think a lot of people are going to be sitting out there saying, right, so you're giving people time to hand in their machetes.
Well, that again is the advice from Victoria Police. These are dangerous weapons, and it's in terms of how they are banned, disposed of, that also has to be taken into account. The advice from Victoria Police is the 1st of September is the right date to do this, to bring about this ban, noting of course too we're putting legislation to Parliament next week.
Okay, look, it's hard for a lot of people to understand, but you're right, if the police are saying that that's what we need, it is. As far as the repeat offenders being kept in jail, the opposition says the laws will now be weaker than the laws Victoria had in 2023. What do you say to that?
Oh, that's just flat out wrong. That's just flat out wrong. And frankly, the Liberal Party here in Victoria can be focused on the politics. I'm focused on community safety. We have announced yesterday the toughest bail laws in the country, putting community safety first in bail decision making and also putting in place tougher bail tests for the worst of offenders.
Okay, you're expanding the search powers also for police. Was this inspired by Jack's Law, which I think is now in place in just about every other state and territory in the country?
We've, through the Police Minister and through Victoria Police, there has been work with those who've been involved in bringing about Jack's Law. This goes one step further through banning of machetes and also too, as we discussed earlier, expanding the search powers for Victoria Police from what is it at the moment 12 hours to a 6-month period around those areas where, you know, it should be safe to gather. Train stations and shopping centres will be giving police those expanded powers.
Okay, Premier, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks very much.
Here's Sheva.